And there is a deep, palpable collective consciousness here that is definitely shifting away from dissociation, dis-ease, and disorder, the nihilism that, of course, the world looks like it has become. There is a new generation. They're tired of the hedonism, they're tired of the selfishness, and they're looking for ways to make the world and themselves better. And this is the epidemic of collective consciousness that's spreading all over the world like wildfire. So love has really been the essence of what has been happening in the new generation. Fear somehow tends to get hold of us, and we continuously revert to animalistic, foolish behaviors that separate us, that call for someone over there to be a bad guy. But now we are indeed looking towards ourselves, and we are finding that fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is no longer in charge of where we go with ourselves and how we navigate our lives. There is a wonderful shift, the paradigm shift to power, us being able to action what we want for ourselves, our world, our families, and our future. This paradigm shift is going on all over the world, and people are waking up to what life is really about. New generations of people, having seen the mess that hedonism, greed, power-hungry agendas, materialism, inequality, you name it, all these traits of human nature have left us with nothing but less. Less of everything except more fear. People are changing themselves, and in so doing, they're changing the world. We're reconnecting with each other. And the new world, or new earth, as we're starting to see it emerge, has little place left for selfish, violent, and the egoically insane. Less and less time is being devoted to those individuals who do not contribute, who don't stand up for something beautiful and creative and collective that has growth potential for people like you and me and the planet and everything that is in it. The way we treat animals is improving. The way we eat is improving. The way we treat each other is improving. The means with which we are starting to change this planet on a daily basis is definitely the emergence of something wonderful and new, and we're all right in the middle of it. Now's the time for each of us to make a paradigm shift to power. We need to shift away from the personalities that we've created, the defenses that we've put up, and that separate us from other people, and even that separate us from seeing ourselves as we really are. This is of utmost importance, because how we do this separating is how we tend to do everything else. So when we start to wake up out of our own personal nightmares of fear, the very world around us begins to change. It is one of the most incredible things I have ever seen. The flowering of consciousness happens again and again and again, and it's breathtaking, to say the very least. In life, you arrive with nothing and you leave with nothing. Nothing but love. So everything else passes and only love remains. Every day now, we seem to be learning collectively how to perfect our walk away from fear towards love. Consciously and purposefully, we're becoming better, and we become inclusive a little more every day and connected a little more every day. And in so doing, we heal ourselves, we heal others and the planet. We start to see together that the nightmare is finally over. We start to see that fear is something that we self-create in response to what we perceive to be out there in our small, limited scopes of the world, which really is far bigger than we can ever see or understand. When we move away from fear towards love, we become really intimately connected, and in so doing, we heal ourselves and others and the world itself. we start to see together, of course, that this nightmare is over, that fear really was created by us, and that love is the antidote to the snakebite, and the venom that we think runs through our veins for centuries now is just not real. We're divine human beings, and anything that is not real simply has to go. So that includes your personality, your masks, your attitudes that you have had to put on to survive in what you deemed to be a harsh, competitive world. Whether it be the monsters you once perceived under your bed, a false ego, or self-created personality traits like codependency or anxiety, one day it all has to go so that you can be born again, born to this time of love. So this really is the paradigm shift to power. It's the shift towards us being able to action what we really want, and this is heaven on earth. Each of us begins to make this paradigm shift to power through understanding that the shifts we need to make are on the inside, not on the outside. We keep looking for answers to external problems that never come. And of course, this makes the mind obsessive and the body compulsive. And when we do this, we dysregulate our whole system and we become disordered. When like meets like, we flower like a field of flowers, which is a field of dreams, hope and possibility that returns when we wake up from this nightmare. At every turn we can drop fear and choose love. Perhaps this is what God meant when he said, I put before you life and death, choose life. So today we choose love at every turn. Even if it sounds like a fairy tale, we must still pursue and never let go of the dream. There will come a remarkable time in everybody's life when we need to let go of personality, to surrender it, and return to our sacred selves. Have you ever heard a small, still voice inside you calling you to ask if there is more to all of this than meets the eye? That there is more to you than meets the eye? If you have ever heard this voice, it's time to answer that call, like so many people are doing today. When we become quiet, we can hear it. We can invite it in and connect with it. Stillness really does speak, and we only need to stop to hear it and start the journey. That's the hard part when the mind runs wild with random thoughts all day long, day in and day out. Thoughts of fear, thoughts of lack, thoughts of resentment. Yet through meditation, contemplative practice, stillness practice, we can really merge with this call out of fear back into love, back into sacred self. Look for the cues and clues that surround you every day and just return to love. It really is contagious, and it is the most powerful force, of course, in the universe. This is the path, and that is your quest. Never again allow your soul to doubt in the dark what God told you in the light, as V. Edmund reminds us. Stay on the journey of creating the paradigm shift to power that allows you to return to bliss, gratitude, connection, togetherness, loving kindness, patience. At the same time, we learn to let go of ego and fear and move beyond personality. This is where we belong, and this is just the start of the journey, and it really is spectacular.